Well, Dave, I mean, kind of where's your head at? You get to the Zags here for the first time, and I guess a little bit over a decade coming to Pullman. What's that going to be like for you guys? What's kind of the prep look like right now?
I'm really excited for the opportunity ahead. You know, we've got a sold-out gym. There's going to be a ton of people in here. I'm sure. I think by far the majority. I'm sure there'll be a few Zag fans in there, but we have a lot of Cougar Nation cheering us on, and for us, it's kind of an opportunity this late in the season to show who we are. We've kind of been teasing it at times. We've had good games. We've had good stretches of games, and I think it's time for us to show everyone that this is who we are and this is how we play, and it's a great opportunity for us to go do that.
I know this is not, top of mind for you guys, but this place is not sold out since Clay Thompson had his jersey retired. Have you talked to the guys at all, just in terms of just like what the atmosphere is going to be like and what kind of factor that'll be, on there tomorrow?
We talked about it being loud, and we talked about it being a fun game, and I think for the most part, it's just like we owe this community and these fans a heck of a game and a great effort, and this is what it's all about. This is what it means to be a Cougar, and I think we're trying not to overstate it, but it's a fun opportunity for us.
Getting Isaiah back, he's obviously was out the last time you guys played in Spokane. What does that do? Obviously, we know what he does on the court, but in terms of playing Gonzaga, what does he do for that matchup?
Number one, a great outside threat that can attack the rim and play make for us offensively and defensively. Our best perimeter defender, and I think that's really important for us to have Isaiah back and playing with much better rhythm than he was the first couple games, and it's a weapon for us.
You touched on the crowd. This question's from Jamie Vinnick from Coug Fan. How much do you anticipate the crowd and the environment being a factor in the game?
It's been a factor in every game we've played in Beasley. You go look at our last game versus Pepperdine. Those big free throws down the stretch. It was loud in here, and I'm just excited to see what that looks like when there's twice as many people.
And when you look at Gonzaga, everybody knows their potent offense. What does it take to slow down Graham Ike in particular and just their flow?
I think number one, it takes physicality. He does a great job doing his work early, getting deep post touches. Their whole team does a great job in transition of pushing and really, I think for us, like defensively, we have to win the paint game, and that looks like guarding the post and having a couple looks at the post and then keeping them out of transition.
Coach, what did you learn when you guys did go to the kennel and play them and then coming back here? I mean, like you said, you got to control the paint and, of course, a lot of the big guys for Gonzaga. But what did you learn about your team when you went to the kennel and compared to where you're at now?
I think that was a tough second half for us at the Gonzaga game. And I think we learned that when we stick to what we want to do, we can be disruptive. We can keep them out of transition. We can keep them out of the post. But at the same time, if we lose that edge and we allow them to kind of play more physical than us, that's when it got out of hand in the second half. That's when they got out and ran on us. And so, kind of right now with our team, we've lacked that push, that ability to do it for 40 minutes, and we've got to do that against Gonzaga.
I know Coach Chu has said really nice things about you. You've said some good things about him. When you guys met up in the kennel, though, I mean, did you guys get to talk a little bit? I mean, does he instill any sort of wisdom, or is it just, hey, these are two respectful guys just going at each other on Wednesday?
After the game, he was said some nice things, but it was there's a lot of people there. It's a quick interaction, and they do a great job watching that game or rewatching our game against Gonzaga. Felt kind of like rewatching the game from Saturday, where the two teams that beat us have been more disciplined and they've been more consistent for 40 minutes, and that's a sign of good coaching.
I guess I'll try and ask you a different question about the crowd. Just because there's so many different angles you could take it. Are you expecting 60-40, 75-25? I mean, obviously you want the Coug fans here in Beasley, right?
It's going to be great. I'm excited for that national anthem to hit, because our assistants and our players get to be out there before the game warming up and get to feel it out. And I just, we hit that national anthem, and it's the home of the Cougs, and I think it'll be a good energy from there.
Second half against Gonzaga started kind of the same way that St. Mary's did the other day, where they kind of get out to a bigger lead. Is it just a matter of kind of coming out locked in for the start of the second half, or what's the key to kind of making sure they don't kind of run away with things again?
Teams are going to go on runs, and like I said before, we're playing really good coaches. I thought St. Mary's on Saturday had a really nice adjustment to our ball screen coverage, and they got two good looks, or two clean looks, the first two possessions of the second half. And I think we we lost focus a little bit and started worrying about how we're going to do this, that, and the other, rather than just staying in the fight. And I think that we got to weather the storm a little bit better.
Not that you can learn giant lessons in the span of a few weeks, but now that you've played, Randy Bennett twice, you played Mark Few once, you've talked about facing some of the some of the longer tenure coaches in the conference. Have you learned anything that might help you out this time, having now faced Randy Bennett and Mark Few, those types of guys now?
I think we need to continually make adjustments. Like that is something that I've noticed with a lot of the coaches in the WCC. You can't keep giving them the same look. Both the Gonzaga game and St. Mary's game, we've had different looks that worked well for 4 or 5 minutes, and then they had a plan to exploit that, and just got to be a little bit quicker on our feet.
Thank you for your time.
Go Cougs.